Hello everyone, this is Anshul from Apti Guide, and today I'm gonna talk about a very important examination, SAT. Now SAT was popularly called as Scholastic Admission Test earlier, but then it was changed to Scholastic Assessment Test, and now it is just called SAT. Now what is SAT for? SAT is for admission in US universities in their bachelor's program. It is not only accepted in USA, it is also accepted in a lot of other places like Finland, Australia, Singapore, Canada, and also India. A lot of institutions in India also accept SAT score. For example, Jindal Global University, Flame University in Pune, Ashoka University in Sonipat, Narsi Munji in Mumbai, Symbiosis University in Pune. These are just to name a few. There are a lot of other universities which accept SAT scores for their admissions. Now, coming to SAT, how it started. It was started in the year 1926, but it gained popularity in the year 1933 when Harvard started accepting SAT as their scholarship test. But then it went on becoming the #1 test for admission across the universities throughout the world for their bachelor's program. Talking about SAT, for Indian students, or as a matter of fact for any international student, SAT is conducted 4 times in a year. The months are month of March, then May, then October and December. The fee to take SAT is $52 and there's an additional international charge of $49. That makes it a total of $101. But if you want to take an optional essay, that costs you an additional $16, that brings it to $117. So SAT is kind of mandatory for getting admission into any good US university. I mean, you cannot get admission without SAT in the top-notch universities. It's one of the major criteria. A lot of universities consider it as high as 50% weightage for SAT. Now, coming to the pattern of SAT, SAT tests you on 2 major areas. One is English and the second is maths. But then we can break down the English into reading and writing. So it's called evidence-based reading, which has 52 questions which are to be completed in 65 minutes. The second section is evidence-based writing, which has 44 questions which are to be completed in 35 minutes. The third section is mathematics, no calculator. The calculator is not allowed in this section and you get 20 questions which are to be completed in 25 minutes. And the fourth section is mathematics with calculator. Now, it has 38 questions which are to be completed in 55 minutes. Now, if you count the total number of minutes, you get about 180 minutes for the entire test. So it's a 3-hour long test. But if you also include an essay in it, there's an additional 50 minutes. Since the essay is optional, a lot of students do not take it. But we do recommend that you should take optional essay along with the test. It makes your chances better at getting admission in the top-notch universities. Now there's an additional optional break after every about 1 hour of testing. So that means the first section, which is for 65 minutes, you can get a break for 5 minutes. After the second and third section, you can again get a break for 5 minutes. And after the fourth section, mathematics, you can again get the break for 5 minutes. Now, another very important question that students often ask me, when should they take SAT? As I told you, there are 4 attempts in a year generally. The best attempt would be when you are in class 11th, any attempt in class 11th, because if you move to class 12th, you would have the attempt of March in your class 12th. At that point of time, in India, the students are usually taking their examinations, the school examinations, so it becomes difficult for them to take the test. In the month of May, you will have an attempt. When you appear for the exam in May, the admissions for the university start in the month of August in your class, when you are in class 12. Now, when the admissions start in the month of August, you should have all your scores in place, be it SAT, be it IELTS, be it TOEFL, you should have all your scores in place. So if you take the exam in the month of May and the admissions start in the month of August, let's say you fault in one or the other section, you will not have another attempt and the admissions would already start. So it is generally recommended that you should take the exam in class 11th. You can take it in December of class 11th or even before that. If you get a very good score in class 11th, you still have another year to prepare for maybe subject tests, which might be required by some of the universities. Now, talking about the scoring of SAT, the number of correct answers that you give in SAT make up for your raw score. And then this raw score is converted into the scaled score using a process of equation, which is developed by College Board with years of experience. By the way, College Board is the organization that conducts the SAT examination. They also conduct other examinations like PSAT and advanced placement papers. I'll talk about these examinations in one of my future videos. Now, the raw score is equated through a process and converted into a scaled score, which ranges from 200 to 800 for each section. By each section, I mean English and Maths. So for English, you get 200 to 800 marks, and for Maths, you get 200 to 800 marks. So in total, it's a 1600 marks paper. And out of 1600, the average score throughout the world had been 1070. But 1070 is not sufficient if you are targeting the top-notch universities like Harvard and Stanford. So for those universities, a score of about upper 1500s, about 1550, 1570 would be required. Now, about the other universities, a lot of universities accept SAT score of 1300. They're very good universities. A lot of universities accept an average score of 1070 also. So I'll do an analysis of universities and with their score requirements in one of my future videos. Another question that students ask me, whether they get scholarships through SAT. Yes, SAT makes up a part of scholarship consideration. When universities or colleges decide to give funding or scholarship to a prospective candidate, they look at their SAT scores. So SAT makes up for a very important criteria to get the scholarships. Students had been able to take 100% scholarship as well from the topmost universities like MIT with a score of 1600. So the higher the score, the more chances you have with the scholarship. Another question that I get is, what is the best material to prepare for SAT? The best material would be the College Board's own tests, which are freely available on their website. They are available on Khan Academy's website. You can create a free account and take all those tests online. Apart from that, if you would need extra practice, there are a lot of books available in the market. You can take any one of them and start practicing the tests. But the best source still remains the College Board's own tests. We at AptiGuide counsel students about university options abroad. We also prepare them for exams like SAT, GRE, GMAT. So if you would be interested to get in touch with us for any of your requirements, you can get in touch through email or through phone. They would be given in the description box below. Rest, if you have any other queries regarding SAT or any other examination, you can get back to us in the comment box below. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please do subscribe and click the bell icon so that you keep getting the notifications for our videos. Thank you so much.